I'm always, if I'm not number 2, number 3, number 5 top enroller or top recruiter, I am number 1 all the time. When you talk about people who recruit the most, I'm there. My name is Cindy Samavaso, aka Mama Cindy. Mama Cindy originally comes from Limpopo, Malamulele, and I went to school there. Then went to Soshanguve, where I was trained as a teacher. Afterwards, that's when I moved to Johannesburg. That's a long time ago, around 1998. And when I'm Joburg, I got to be employed at SASSA. I'm actually coming from Social Security Agency, SASSA. Worked there, moved from junior clerk to training officer there, and then afterwards moved from SASSA to, that was around 2009. I got employed at the Department of Science and Technology as an assistant director. There I worked for 6 years. 2015, I fired my boss, resigned, and started doing my own business, trying to do a tender and also between tenders and cryptocurrency. 2015, 16, I got lucky actually when I was starting to work. I don't know whether it was luck or it was intentional. During the time of Triple M, if you heard about Triple M, I was one of the people that I was coming from employer, and I started, it was my first chance actually to be on my own, and I made some few millions there, like a couple of millions. I'm that lucky. So that was 2016, then it stopped. I tried Ubers, bought 3 cars. Remember, I had cash. Those cars, they all went down. They got accidents, couldn't fix. Remember, I'm from a structured environment whereby your employer will give you an implementation plan. You do things according to what the employer expects. So as you execute tasks, you think you are the one who is actually smart. I don't know if I thought that way, but I thought I'm wiser. And perhaps that's why I wasn't even scared to leave my job. But out there, dynamics are different. There, you are now expected to manage your own finances. Remember, when you are with the employer, you get paid government pays on the 15th. So in my mind, I know money will come. I'm outside the employer, but my mind is still wired like that money will still come. So if you have money, savings and things like that, it's not something that you are focused on. So started that Uber business that went down after, I think it was after 2 years, 2017, 18 there. That Uber business was no longer there. Then 2018 got a contract, promising contract of building 100 houses, RDPs. There I was, no money. Those few millions I made that side went to that business of Uber taxis. That didn't work. I no longer have money, and here's the contract. I don't know what to do with it. And look around the internet, talk to friends. Here is this company that can help you borrow money to do your Uber business. And I needed at least 250,000 to start, building, put invoices, get paid, continue. and got the money. And that company, instead of, because I didn't have a pay slip, it's a loan. In my mind, it's a loan. So I want this 250,000 to go and execute my RDPs. But they said to me, do you have security? Like, is it a car? Is it a house? The car that I was driving that time, it was financed by the bank. And because the cars that I bought cash was those ones that were on business. So I thought the business of Uber will service this car. The motive was I will buy cars cash that will make business. So by the revenue that comes from the business here, Uber will service my installment. And the cars went accidents and all that things. Now I have nothing. I'm left with this car debt. So here's the contract in front of me. I need to get now the money to build the RDPs. Went to this company. They have the 250 for me, but they want security. I no longer have a pay slip. Now, they asked me to give them the title deed, everything that shows that the house belongs to you. And I gave to them. Instead of holding the papers that should I not pay back the money, they will take the house. Instead, they took the house in an instance, like I sold it to them. And they made me this contract that says, okay, pay this 5,000 installment plus a 1,000 buyback option. For me, because the contract was about, it was 100 houses. So 250 paying back to these guys was not something that I thought it would happen, that I'm unable to. So I went, started the project, building, and taking the money, investing it back to building more houses. Then in my mind, I will pay back when I'm done with the contract. 2020 happened, the contract stopped during lockdown, and we heard that the company was liquidated. The main contractor, remember the RDP houses, they don't give to small contractors. I'm one of the small business owners. So I was subcontracting to this main contractor that liquidated the company. And there I was left with a 250,000 debt that was escalating every year. It was going from 250, 10% up. And 2022, I couldn't service the installment. Between 2020 and 2022, there was nothing that I was doing. No contract, nothing. It was that bad that even for me to feed, I was helped by friends. It was that serious. Then, 2022, when I couldn't service the house, I got a letter from the court that you must vacate the house by August. I think it was August 2022. Got eviction letter. That time, I didn't know that there's APL Go. I didn't know that I can start a business like this. So what I could run for during that time was a friend of mine who is an attorney. She owns a firm in somewhere here in Glen Vista. So I ran to her and I said, my friend, I'm sorry, I know you are into property, you are a property lawyer. I should have come to you before I got into this problem. But I didn't, and here I am, I'm in trouble. And so I told her I wanted the money to go save, actually pay the rent, because the rent was now 70,000. So I was asking for that to say, pay for me. I don't know what will happen in the next month. When something happens, I will pay back. And she said, I'm not going to give you 70,000. Because if I give you 70,000, next month, they want more money that you don't have. So it's not going to help. So she asked me to give her the contract. She checked the contract, and as a lawyer, she knew that the contract that I entered into was some bogus contract that I was not supposed to even enter in the first place. So she checked, and there was a clause that actually she checked, and she found that they actually changed the house at the initial stage of starting the loan. And when she checked, because as a property lawyer, she can check from the deeds office, and she found that the house was changed actually in 2018. The house does not belong to you. And we reported the case at the National Credit Regulator. And that was 2022, 2023, 2024. 2024, while the case was still at the courts, I still have nothing to do. If the court comes and say these guys were right, the house was going. Fortunately, I've heard about APL Go, joined APL Go 2023 November. Spent the whole December studying the composition plan. January 2024, I launched my first advert on Facebook. I focused in this business like my life depended on it. Many people are seeing me getting awards, getting this, getting that. They thought I'm only a hard worker, but I was trying to save a home for myself and my children. I pushed, my target was, if this APL Go business really pays, at least I would see 250,000 by June 2024. And by God's grace, in my banking account, I banked at least 600,000. Because remember, I am building a team, and I'm also a very, very strong retailer. I didn't have a choice to wait for team to boom and so I can start seeing money. I needed the money as of yesterday. So I had to find ways to sell, even if it meant me taking a table, sitting outside a clinic, sell, I would have done it. Because for me, at that time, reputation meant nothing. You can imagine someone who worked for government. You had your own medical aid, you had your own house, had your own car. Now you are about to lose your house. And what was left for me but to sell a sweet? You understand where I'm coming from? Because I'm saying this because I have a lot of people who, when you say, record something, put it on your status, people will say, but what will people say? I don't want people to know that I'm selling a sweet. And I always give them an example that if I was working as a middle management for government, and you see my profile picture, me holding a sweet, you think those people have left at the department, my managers, my subordinates, are they not showing each other that this person left the job, and now they're selling a mere sweet. But I saw an opportunity in this business. Within 3 months, I was earning between 10,000, 30,000 a week. Something that I wouldn't have made even if I was staying in my previous job. I had a good job, yes, I lived a comfortable life, but I've never had an opportunity to can earn between 30 and 10,000 every week. Because when you sell here, you've got profits. That's another stream of income. You have a team this side. As they grow, if you check properly, you would have noticed that since June, I think since June 2024, I'm always, if I'm not number 2, number 3, number 5 top enroller or top recruiter, I am number 1 all the time. When you talk about people who recruit the most, I'm there. Talk about people who sell the most. How do you know that I sell a lot? There's this award at APL Go. They call it Diamond Star. If you attend the APL Go events, you know I've been a Diamond Star for how long now? I think 3, 4 times. There are my awards. You see my awards there. I've won countless number of times. Top recruiter, top Diamond Star Award. And since June or April, when I was my 4th month in the business, started appearing in the top 10 earners in Africa, APL Go. And that happened because I have an ambition of myself. I saw an opportunity that can restore my dignity. And that case that I was talking about earlier, about the house, it ended this 2-3 months ago. And the case didn't favor me. The court said, you have to pay back the money. Imagine if I didn't meet this opportunity. Actually, meeting it's one thing. Accepting and seeing an opportunity in it is another. So, just imagine if I got this opportunity and I sat on it and said, I'm enrolling people and people, they are not working. And I'm not pushing anything by myself. What could have happened? 2 months ago, the court say pay the house. They want 500,000. Where would I get the 500,000 from? And today, that house, we are preparing with the lawyers to settle it. I've just renovated because I have the money that the courts are looking for. I suffered. When you start a business, they think you are crazy. Okay, so this is the house. I'm so grateful to God. I'm grateful for the lady who introduced me to APL Go business. Her name is Neria Gobeni. She lives in this street. She's my upliner. I praise God for enabling me in the APL Go business to become who I became in a very short space of time. I know it's not a must that when you join APL Go, things will be like they are for me. We have people who joined with me, perhaps the same month or earlier than me, that are still struggling to find a working strategy. And hence I will say, all hail to the Almighty God that has enabled me in the condition that I was in. Imagine losing a house like this. A house that you built with your own hands. Yes, the initial stand belonged to my late parents. But I've started this house from scratch. It's like my vision, my baby, I don't know if you have ever built something from zero to become a living testimony that you can say, this is my vision. So for me, this is my live vision. And it doesn't matter how many houses I own in this life, but my heart is rooted in this house. And I praise God that He preserved it for me. The house is being renovated. I'm preparing to put the tenants there. And by the way, during that season, remember I said my car that I was using was financed by the bank. Do you think what happened to the car if I didn't have money? If I could be evicted from the house, you think I still have the car? I also lost that car, a C-Class Mercedes-Benz. Gone like that, but lo and behold, because of this business, APL Go, I just bought AMG cash. I don't owe anyone. I've learned the hard way. So I'm settling the house, and my car and my dignity is back. This product here, the RLX, the story I'm telling you about the house, the finances, you can imagine if you are a mother, you have school children. I have a university child. I have a child that goes to school, not in Soweto, in Mondio. There's 1,000 transport money every month because I'm on PESAL. Remember, even if you resign, your PESAL number is your ID. The system of SASSA knows that I'm a government employee, so I don't qualify for a grant. So there I was with a child that I had to beg for transport to school, for lunch. There was a day that there was nothing. You know when you're living from handouts. I could not afford even to buy eggs. There was only peanut butter that season, whether 2 months or a month. Peanut butter every day a child must take to school. And in those schools there's no feeding scheme. One day my son, he vomited. Peanut butter couldn't. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about. That peanut butter could not go down anymore. I cried. I had so much stress that even my neck, you see the back of my neck here, I was like, I'm carrying a bag of cement. This part, it was that bad. And this product is that product that helped me to gather myself once again. I could not sleep. I would be watching TV to 12 o'clock. But 4 a.m. I'm up. I had that extreme insomnia, and RLX. This is the product that restored my sleep patterns. And since then, I can sleep. My mood is okay. I'm not lashing out that much. I used to cry a lot. I would cry at any given time. But now I'm stronger again because of RLX. My son, when I joined APL Go, he was 9. He had this extreme eczema that when he scratched, he could bleed. And not only that, he was also lactose intolerant. So anything that has milk, anything, it's cheese, it's whatever, he would break out. You find his eyes swollen like this. And I gave him the MLS, I gave him the BTY and Grow. And for the itchiness, I've learned eventually, as I was learning in the business, I added the ALT. Then he stopped scratching. Since 2023, from December 2023, during Christmases, events, whatever, family gathering, he can eat anything, anyhow, and nothing happens. He's fine as well. Yeah. I understand. Network marketing is a very controversial field where everyone thinks it's a scam. And when you look at it on their perspective, it is a scam. If you get into the wrong side of it, you have to wake up and understand. APLGO and this other project where they say put money here, it will grow, what. What is financing it? Where is the money coming from? There is no product. And I would say yes, that kind of business is a scam. APLGO as well. Yes, I was lucky to make money there, but it was a scam. Because even now, it's no longer there. That APLGO started when? 2016, 2015, I've heard it 2015, 2016. And it's long gone and forgotten. But look at the MLM businesses, models like your Amway. I've heard about Amway when I was still in school. It's a product-based business, and that business is still there today. A business like Forever, also, I've heard about it many years ago, and that business is still there. It's an MLM business. And look at the company that we affiliated with, the APL Go. APL Go started 2011. Since then, until this day, APL Go is growing from strength to strength. We are lucky in Africa, some of us who, imagine if the business came 4 years ago and you get to hear it today, it's still early. If we consider businesses like Forever and these other guys that came here 2-3 decades ago. If you hear about a business like APL Go today, you are an early bird. You still have a chance to can build a very strong and stable network. So I would say check the longevity plan of the company, because even the product business, they are that overnight They come, show you the product, tomorrow, ayiko, you know. We had one company some few years ago, they had a very good product of a toothpaste, I won't mention names. The toothpaste was so good that everyone wanted it. And all of a sudden, that company vanished. That's what I'm saying, that even if it's a product business, you have to check and do your own feasibility study to check if there is a longevity plan. And if you ask me about APL Go, I would say the management here, they're so good and so they are good planners. Imagine if a company started in 2011. They worked in 2011 for their market just in Europe. Because they know to start a company is one thing, but to sustain in terms of supply, it's something else. Imagine if a company starts today that we are a product-based company and you open markets the whole world. Where will you get a factory to suffice everybody? It's not practical. And APL Go, when I check, I find that they spent a decade just in Europe. 2021, 2020, they entered the USA. And because USA is big and huge, and the people do have the funds, they even established a factory there to suffice that market. Then they entered to Africa, 2021. But still in Africa, they have not opened the whole country, the whole Africa. They are here in South Africa. They don't have offices in Swaziland or Botswana, just a stockist in Botswana. Why are they doing that? And even if you go into a system, you try to apply, maybe you want to register someone who is in Mozambique. Last year you wouldn't. They closed the system deliberately because they wanted the market in South Africa to be stable and to be sure that they have something that is going for a long term. Only after that, they started to open now registrations here in SADC. So you can see these guys are not after making quick money. They are after building something that will be here for a very long time. So if you ask me, I would say, if you are looking for a company that delivers, APL Go. The products yield results. And most of all, the compensation pays.